Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show. This is Jenga Njero. Now, today we have the matchmaker show, and you understand the protocol here. Any other time we have a man on board, the man is looking for a woman. In the same way, when we have a woman on board, that woman must be looking for a man. Today we are having a man who is 56 years old, and I'll be telling you the kind of woman he is looking for. But before then, if you're watching us for the first time, this is the matchmaker show. We help men and women to get matches, and the moment they get the right ones, they meet their destinies. So you're not lost if you're new to the show. Subscribe, like the video, and don't forget to leave a comment. Also, the contacts of our guest will be on my Facebook page at Jenganjero. Follow Jenganjero on Facebook, and you'll be getting these updates in real time. Our guest on today's show is a 56-year-old man, Simon Nthiga, Nthiga with an N, coming from Imenti South, from Meru County. At the age of 56, you could be asking yourself, why is he single? What kind of a woman is he looking for? Does he have children? If yes, how many? And questions like that. What does he do for a living? These are the very questions that guide these discussions so that people on the receiving end can make a decision on whether or not they will be interested. Mr. Simon Nthiga is a widowed man, a widower for that matter, because he lost his wife through death since 2016. So he has been a single man, raising his two children, a son and a daughter who happen to be twins. Mr. Nthiga is an educated man, admittedly educated, but he is currently in business because he holds a bachelor's degree in education, but he is in the transport industry. He is also in the serious business. So apart from being in the transport industry, he is doing the importation of cereals like maize and beans, specific types of beans. And these are the people who import maize from Zambia, maize from Angola, and other African countries. So they bring that maize here and maybe sell at a better price, depending. Mr. Nthiga is, I've said, from Imenti South, Meru County, and he's widowed since 2016. He's a father of two, a daughter and a son, and they live with them. When he was left by the wife, he decided to raise these children until they were of age, until they were able to make decisions at a personal level, until they were done with education to their level of satisfaction. You see, I realized that people who were coming from the village and did not have an edge of advantage. If some people had an edge of advantage, they would not be renting in Nairobi. For instance, if you had a home in Nairobi and that home was self-sufficient in terms of food, you have shelter, you have access to power, water, internet, and maybe you are able to work and still go back home, you wouldn't go renting because maybe you can build yourself. You've been given a head start. You can build yourself, and then you can even buy and build your own home. How Hindis operate their businesses, how Japanese operate their businesses. Nobody is in a hurry to leave home unless they are going to establish their own businesses. But if you are not having that edge of advantage, and maybe you're coming from the reserve, from the rural areas, you want to come to the big city, to other big cities, to other big towns, because small towns kill big dreams. You want to go and get exposure. You want to go where opportunities are. And he said that he's going to give his children the best of the best. So the woman who is coming to live with them, because these children are not going to rent until they want. And I think that is one of the pointers of pride for a parent, because you see, some of the things that look like form, some of the things like look like style, are not style. They are pushed by circumstances. If you're living with your parents, if you're living in your parents' compound, for instance, there is no way, and you're struggling, you want to go out there and give other people space. Kama umekuwa mtu mkubwa, if you've become an adult, you leave. Okay? You ngoja hata watoto wengine wasaidike, wewe enda ukatafute kazi. And if you can, because of black tax, you can even support them. Do you understand? But if you are very successful, nyumba ni mingi, you're not struggling for space, you're not scrambling for space, attention and resources, you're not struggling with food, why are you leaving home in the first place? You should build yourself. Okay? So there are people who are born with a silver platter, and there are people who are born without. But if you come from a place where you are not born with a silver platter. It is your responsibility to ensure that your children get one. It is Bill Gates who said that if you come from a poor family, that is not your fault. But if a poor family comes from you, that is your fault. Now, he says that the woman who will come, irrespective of whether she has children or not, she will be living with them until they make a decision to leave his home. That is their home. Number two, he doesn't have a problem with people who have children. Maximum two. If you have two children, maximum, because he has to. You're not coming to bring more children than him. And yeah, that is what he wants. And he also doesn't have a problem with somebody who does not have children. So you could be watching and you don't have children, but you're between the ages of 40 and 45. 40 and 45, that is what he said, because he's 56. That will not be a problem. He doesn't have a problem raising children because he understands that children are blessings. And another thing that I realized, and I have noted this thing from the show, people who are financially stable don't have a problem raising children. They don't have a problem when they accept somebody with children because they have the resources to do that. You see, but people who don't sometimes don't. It is not that they hate children. You look at yourself, unafanya hesabu kama mtu mjanja, unajiuliza, I already have two, and somebody is bringing another three. How many will I be able to raise? Five plus the mother plus myself. Is that possible? If not, you respectively decline. So that's it. So he's an investor, and he wants people who are also doing something with their life, somebody who is doing something, and somebody who is serious. He said 40 to 45 to 50. Yes, 40 to 45 to 50. With or without children, that will not be a problem. He is from the Catholic Church, and he cannot accept a woman who is not subscribed to any religion. Church is not a problem. If you're coming from the PCA church, but that woman must be a member of a certain church. She wants somebody who believes in accountability. You see, when you're a member of a church, for instance, I'm a member of CETA, Christ is the Answer Ministries, and I don't know you're a member of which church. When you're a member of a church, when you're a member of a certain community, when you're a member of a church, you are accountable. There are people you cannot misbehave. There are people you are accountable to. Your life is an open book. There are people who go for fellowships. There are midweek fellowships. Huh? There are home fellowships. There are people who you come from the different, from the same area, from the same locality. Those people hold you accountable. In our church, we call them SGS, safari groups. You know, those safari groups, we hold each other accountable. Fulani huku kuja Sunday kanisa ulikuwa wapi? Sasa kama leo ni Sunday, kuna watu hawako kuja kanisa. I didn't see maybe somebody. Nikimkosa Sunday 2-3 nitamuuliza fulani, na sija kuona kanisa. Tukienda fellowship, we strengthen one another. Are you getting it? If we go for those fellowships, we take Bible study lessons. This is my favorite Bible. The New King James Version is my Bible. Let's see. Ojanganjero's library is my Bible. If you are doing a Bible study, for instance, if you are doing the book of Luke, if you are doing the Gospel of Luke for this month, everyone will be teaching. Wewe unahubiri leo, huyu mwingine kesho, huyu mwingine. I don't want to digress. What I'm saying is, he wants somebody who is accountable. If you're not coming, why? Have you left the faith? There are people who can hold you accountable. You have allowed yourself to be held accountable for your actions. You want to live a responsible life. So he prefers somebody like that. And he is not willing to do things kienyeji. You see, kienyeji is where you just take somebody for come we stay. There's nothing wrong with come we stay marriages, but it is very important to give your marriage pomp and color, to confess in front of people, to make other people witnesses of the fact that you have taken so and so as husband or wife. Are you getting the point? That is the essence of growth. Don't really trust these people who are like, and you see, marriages, uh, I usually tell people that inertia determines momentum. Inertia is the force with which we start, and momentum is the force that sustains motion. In other words, how we start determines how we proceed. How we start even determines how we end. As a matter of fact, if you start on a very low gear, that marriage is lost in the woods. It is good to give you a marriage pump. It doesn't have to be expensive. You call some people for a party, you tell them, you know what, I'm calling friends and family, very close relatives, very close friends. I have taken so and so as my wife. I've taken so and so as my husband. Simple. It doesn't have to be expensive because, economic muscle differs for different people. It would be a blessing if you find a partner who is willing to actually do that. It would be a blessing if you got a partner who is willing to walk down the aisle with you. Marriages are beautiful unless you can't afford them. If you can't afford them, you can afford to call friends and relatives. At least we can. I don't think there's a person who mwenye anaweza shindwa. Mimi nikitaka kuita marafiki 10 and I'm telling them honestly, guys, you know my situation. So what I want you to do, I want each of you to afford a plate of food and a drink, a beverage, a cold soda, a bottle of water. I don't want gifts. Just come. And after this, at least if I can afford 2, 3 days honeymoon, I'm good. Because again, that thing was not a surprise. Then it's not an emergency. I can plan for 6 months. I tell people, you know what, guys, on this month, on this date, I want you to avail yourselves. But I require you to at least afford. Hata kama mtajitolea mtu mtoe ngiri moja moja ama 500 on that day, I want you to come and celebrate me and my newly found love. I want you to do that, okay? Can you do that? Yeah. You know, the Bible says in the book of John, It's in the book of John, the Gospel of John. They left us because they did not belong to us in the first place. Ulituacha kwa sababu haukuwa wetu. That's why you went. Otherwise, the people who are meant to be with you will stick through thick and thin. That is Mr. Simon Thigga's story. 56-year-old looking for a man, for a woman, I mean, from the ages of 40, 45 to 50, with or without children, 2 of them maximum. If you don't have, that's not a problem. Lives in his Nairobi home, but has also a home in Imenti, in southern part of Imenti, Meru County. And he's an educated man. If that woman has some education, the better, because he wants somebody who is like-minded. Until then, this is Jenganjero. Check whether you have subscribed to our YouTube channel. Check whether you have enabled the notifications bell so that any other time I release a new video, YouTube automatically notifies you. Until then, this is Jenganjero. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.